Vitor Belfort very composed out there, staying nice and calm, waiting for that opportunity to strike. Oh, there it is! Oh my God! Vitor Belfort knocked him out with a spinning kick to the head!
And the Brazilians are going nuts!
It's one thing to talk about explosiveness, but it's another thing to see it.
Vitor Belfort knocking off contenders left and right.
Vitor Belfort has looked absolutely spectacular in his last few fights.
Looking to finish it right here. He's out.
Physically, he's never looked better. He seems more motivated than ever before, seems more confident than ever before. Dan Henderson, though, he has in his right hand one of the most dangerous weapons in the UFC today.
Oh! Big right hand. There is no question about this guy's power.
I just gotta look for his power shots. You know, he always looking for the power punch. But you know, I'm tough. Two tough guys fighting, and one has to dominate it, and that's gonna be me.
There it is again. Bisping has opened up and in all sorts of trouble. That'll do it. Vitor Belfort has done it.
Oh, armbar. He's got it. He might break that arm, Mike. Wow. Oh, just like that.
Vitor's a little dangerous on his feet. He's got a lot of power. He's real quick. I'm expecting a tough fight out of him. We both hit hard.
Big shots.
But I'm sure he'll run right into one of my right hands. The best way to make sure you win a fight is to knock him out.
I'm determined to win. That's why I'm still fighting.
I'm here to fight. I'm stronger than ever. One of the most decorated fighters to ever live, arguably the owner of the best resume in the sport when it comes to fighting world-class opposition, and still going strong at 43 years old is Dan Henderson.
Dan Henderson, a guy who's really been there and done that in this sport, still seeking out his first UFC title here. And what a step forward it would be if he got a knockout win here against Vitor Belfort.
He took his first professional fight back in 1997 without training, really, as a way to make money to keep his wrestling career going. Well, you fast forward about 20 years, he has fought 10 current or former UFC champions. Comes in off some narrow split decision setbacks against Rashad Evans and Lyoto Machida. And what a win it would be for him here tonight in Brazil if he could knock off Vitor Belfort in this arena here in Goiânia. Dan Henderson, a member of the United States Olympic Greco-Roman wrestling team in 1992 and 1996. The former Pride middleweight and welterweight champion, also the former Strikeforce light heavyweight champion. The only fighter to hold two major titles simultaneously in mixed martial arts history. The accolades keep coming when it comes to Dan Henderson. And as far as big wins go, this one would be right up there if he can turn back Vitor Belfort here tonight.
Yeah, you can see just how calm he is, showing how long he's competed at an elite level, from wrestling to mixed martial arts. Nothing really has fazed this guy.
And he'll be looking for his first UFC finish since knocking out Michael Bisping at UFC 100. Well, it is deafening as usual here in Brazil as the former UFC light heavyweight champion Vitor Belfort makes his way to the UFC's octagon for a 19th time.
Been a star here for so many years, John. Youngest champion in UFC history, Vitor Belfort. A very dangerous southpaw. And again, as I said before, proving that you can't teach an old dog new tricks, just keeps getting better.
Vitor Belfort spent 4.5 years outside the UFC, from UFC 51 in 05 to UFC 103 in 09. He came back with much fanfare and has been just outstanding since. A 4-time knockout of the night winner that includes 4 of his last 5 UFC wins. He has finished the opponent in all 12 of his UFC victories, and as we mentioned, his current form, hard to argue against it being the best of his mixed martial arts career. 12-6 as Vitor Belfort inside the octagon made his promotional debut back at UFC 12 in 1997, and really has reinvented himself of late, putting it all together. There's a kickboxing component to his game that really wasn't there in the early days. A scary proposition for anyone at 185 or 205 here in 2013.
He's much more mature. He has a more sophisticated striking game. He really credits his training down with the Blackzilians, Kenny Monday, Pedro Diaz, Henry Hooft, and all of his great training partners down in Florida for the evolution in his game. And I spoke with him at length last time we were in Brazil, saying that he's just training smarter, learning from all his mistakes from his previous fights, learning from his experience, and just being more efficient all the way around.
Like Dan Henderson, quality opposition up and down. He has faced 8 current or former UFC or Pride champions. We are ready. What a main event we have got here tonight in Goiânia. We get to the tail of the day, the 36-year-old Belfort opposite the 43-year-old Dan Henderson. A 1-inch height advantage for Vitor Belfort. Both guys measured with a 74-inch reach. A huge fight, and we are ready for it. To get us started, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Sanctioned by the Brazilian Athletic Commission. Our 3 judges scoring this contest at octagon side are Guillermo Bravo, Doug Crosby, and Carlo Urso. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Dan Mergliata. And now, Senhoras y Senhores do Brasil, and UFC fans watching around the world, live from Goiânia, Brazil, it's time! 5 rounds in the UFC light heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 29 wins, 10 losses. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 204 pounds, 92.5 kilos. Fighting out of Temecula, California, USA, he is the former Pride welterweight and middleweight champion and the former Strikeforce light heavyweight champion, Dan Henderson! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 23 wins, 10 losses. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 204 pounds, 92.5 kilos. Fighting out of Boca Raton, Florida, USA, by way of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the former UFC heavyweight tournament champion and the former UFC light heavyweight champion, Vitor Belfort!
All right, gentlemen, you've been through the rules in the locker room. I want you to obey my commands at all times. I want you to protect yourselves at all times. If you want to touch gloves, do it now. Best of luck to both of you. Good luck.
Well, a nervous energy throughout this building here tonight. So much at stake between Dan Henderson and Vitor Belfort. They touch gloves and we are underway.
We're going to see the speed of Vitor Belfort versus the power of Dan Henderson here. Vitor is going to have to be very careful, as even if he hurts Dan Henderson, we've seen Henderson come back and score a knockout of his own. Has a tremendous chin. Vitor Belfort staying patient out there, circling to his left, which is Henderson's right hand, but keeping at a distance here.
Dan Henderson has dished out a ton of punishment throughout his career, has taken a few big shots as well, but no one has been able to put him away. And no surprise, mutual respect, the story of the first 60 seconds. Hendo dropping down and Belfort drops him.
Not sure if it was a shot or if Henderson was knocked off balance there. Vitor Belfort trying to finish off Henderson.
Huge kick. Mergliata steps in. Vitor Belfort has done it again.
Left kick once again. We saw it against Bisping. Henderson seemed to be hurt there. As he was getting up, Belfort threw that left kick. Henderson was trying to get back to his feet. Mergliata stopped the fight there. But just like that, you'll see Belfort buying his time, circling, not doing anything, and out of nowhere, just explodes.
And just when you thought Vitor Belfort couldn't top his previous performance, he does so. He becomes the first to finish Dan Henderson with strikes here tonight in Brazil. Wow.
Well, again, Belfort just kind of watching, analyzing. Look at that left hook. Was he off balance? Nope. Left hook right to the jaw. Knocked Henderson down. And from there, Belfort was swarming him with punches. But it wasn't until Henderson got back to his feet that Belfort was able to finish the job. Henderson still kind of hurt there, fighting hard to get back to his feet. Just as he got back to his feet, Belfort sent him right back down. You can see Henderson's eyes roll back. Excellent stoppage from Mergliata here. Boom!
And the crowd is chanting, the champ is back. You saw Hendo grab for that leg. Was a little bit disappointed in the stoppage there, but this night is about Vitor Belfort, who does it once again in dramatic, dynamic fashion.
There's no doubt that Henderson was hurt there. He wasn't out. He was doing his best to get back in. Wow.
Well, you gotta think Vitor Belfort is coming to a championship fight near you shortly. The official decision is next. Stay with us, it's UFC Fight Night. And we welcome you back to Brazil. It is UFC Fight Night. Belfort versus Henderson. All right, we go inside the octagon where Bruce Buffer has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Mergliata has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 17 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout, Vitor the Phenom Belfort.
I am here with the man of the hour, the Phenom Vitor Belfort. I'm running out of superlatives when it comes to these knockouts. You've done it again. How sweet is this victory? You become the first ever to finish Dan Henderson with strikes.
Estou aqui com o vencedor, o fenômeno. Estou sem superlativos para conseguir descrever você com essa sensação de conseguir nocautear o Dan Henderson.
Em primeiro lugar, eu quero falar uma coisa muito importante. Quando alguém falar para você que você não pode,
que já era. Deus coloca mais uma vida em você. E quando Deus coloca uma vida em você, ninguém pode tirar. Deus só tem um lugar na sua vida, ou em primeiro ou em nenhum lugar. Deus me deu força, eu batalhei, lutei e conquistei. E você também pode conquistar.
The first thing I'd like to tell you, the crowd, is believe in yourselves. Whenever someone tells you cannot do something, God will give you another chance. God will give you the life to go out and do that. So God only has one position in your life, first. Otherwise, there's no place for him.
We're going to take a look back at the finish, your handiwork. How confident were you that you could be the first to finish a guy who really had never been finished in this way before?
Vamos olhar como é que acabou a luta, como você estava confiante que você conseguiria acabar com um cara que nunca foi nocauteado antes.
Olha, sem a minha equipe, sem a Black Zillions, Coach Henry, Kenny Mandy, Pedro Dias, Pedro, Durinho, o Glenn, todo mundo da Black Zillions, sem a minha esposa, Joana, amor, você é tudo na minha vida, você é meu melhor 50%, Davi, Vitória, Kiara, papai ama vocês, eu vivo pra vocês. Queria agradecer com carinho de todos os fãs, todo o Brasil, América, vocês são demais, a melhor torcida do mundo. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Without the support of all my camp, the Brazilians and everyone in my camp, and without my wife, Joanna, my 3 kids, Dad did this for you guys. I have to thank everyone. On all the crowd here, thank you very much.
And very quickly, Vitor, on a serious roll, who's next?
You know, Dan already proclaimed, I would like to share something. Eu vou falar em português, você traduz, tá? Sorry guys, I'm gonna speak, I have to speak in Portuguese. A minha esposa mandou esse e-mail para mim ontem, quando ela ouviu muita pressão em cima de mim. Lembre-se de que o mundo sempre irá tentar fazer pressão em cima dos outros. A mãe deve ser perfeita e não reclamar de estar nunca cansada. O atleta deve ser sempre campeão. O médico não pode responder que não sabe muito bem a respeito de algo. O homem de negócio não pode tomar decisão errada. Enfim, você pode. Não desista dos seus sonhos. Não deixe ninguém determinar a sua atmosfera. Faça a sua.
I got this email yesterday from my wife where she says that you always have to know. Doctors can't say that he doesn't know things. The mother always has to be there taking care of her children, and that's what we ever have to do. So everyone, do never give up your dreams.
Goiânia, let's hear it one more time. Your winner, Vitor Belfort.
When you look at the guys that Vitor Belfort has faced and the ways that he has finished them, I dare you to come up with a guy who's scarier than Vitor Belfort right now in the UFC.